Hey, it's David from 12 Volt Technologies again. Thought I'd bring you guys along on another installation. This is a 2021 Mazda CX-5, and we're adding a powered subwoofer to the back. This Mazda has the factory Bose package, so we need a system that can interface with the factory amplifier. Since a client didn't want to take up too much cargo space, we decided the Kicker CompRT powered subwoofer would be a good fit for this project. The Kicker sub's going to be going in the back cargo space, and all the wiring needs to run forward to interface with the audio system and the battery. So you can see we've got a fair bit of disassembly ahead of us. We opted for removing the rear seats, both of the B-pillars, plus the sills on both sides to interface with the left and right audio signaling. Overall, I would say Mazda made these very easy to service. The panels come apart, go right back together, no sweat. Here you can see we're laying out the power wire, getting ready to string out a remote and some ground, getting prepped to make our run forward, and starting disassembly on the B-pillars. All of the paneling we've removed are just held together with clips. No tools required at this point. Now we're going to start prepping the actual subwoofer and building our harness to run forward. We got to strip off the power wire, ground, and remote, get them loaded into this disconnect, and then get them loomed and run forward. The fact that these Kickers use full quick disconnects for all of the cabling is actually one of my favorite things about these.
Okay, so now that we got these prepped, we're gonna need braided or split so that we can dress this. We need some type of wire dressing to insulate these and protect it from vibration. And
since all of the wiring goes into this Kicker sub with quick disconnect cabling, it's really simple to disconnect the system and gain back all of your cargo space. On top of that, since this is a downfire enclosure, it's really no problem to set cargo on top of it. Keeps the subwoofer protected and lasting a long time.
Okay, before you do that, we want to loom most of this.
You can see we're prepping the RCAs here. These are going to be how we're sending audio into the amplifier. I like to wrap these in a little bit of heat shrink or electrical tape. That ensures they can't accidentally get disconnected. This is especially important because this client does plan on unplugging and removing this to gain back that cargo space. So the harnessing will see a bit more movement than a subwoofer system that's fixed in place or an amplifier under the seat.
That's not true. I would start at this end.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And what I would do here is I would bring this probably across and make a determination, so like maybe that much.
At this point, we've already hooked up the RTA and identified the audio signals going into the passenger door.
Now we got a nice little bit of solder on there.
We're going to solder in and isolate our wiring, loom, and zip tie everything in place so it lasts forever. I always like to leave a little bit of extra wire as a service loop. That way, if we ever need to get back into the install or modify anything, we have something to work with. And just like that, one side is done. Now we just got to rinse and repeat on the other side. At this point, we jump into getting our fuse holder bracket built and getting power tapped under the hood at the battery. We built a simple bracket here that ties into one of the factory attachment points for the plastic cowling. Gives us a tidy little spot for the fuse holder.
Up here looking very good.
You can see our finished braid here, zip tied to the factory loom. All the aftermarket stuff is isolated and protected from vibration and noise.
Kind of across with the factory wiring inside of there. This is looking super good. I'm really happy. But basically, you're going to take all this length and you're going to send it up here, and then you're going to cut this about here, and then in this wiring that runs into the door, that's where we're going to grab our rear door signal.
Now that we got him set up taking care of the audio on the driver's side of the vehicle, I'm gonna work on reassembly of the passenger side.
I think I should be offended.
Now that we got that side of the car back together, I can load the fuse holder with the appropriate sized fuse, get everything mounted in place, and finished up under the hood. You can see how this little fuse holder bracket keeps everything nice and serviceable. Once you've changed the fuse, all you do is slip it back into its home, load in the plastic clip, and everything's secure. Now that we've finalized our connections up here, we can get all the factory covering back on and give you an up-close overview of our install. You can really see how inconspicuous the subwoofer is back here. Doesn't take up too much cargo space, and everything's tidy. There's one last look at our wire run forward. You can see we loomed up some remote turn-on just in case we need it in a future install, and then we take one final look at the sub. I really appreciate you guys sticking around to the end of the video. Leave me some feedback down in the comments section. And as always, if you guys are in the San Diego area and you're interested in having us out to service your vehicles, jump on the website, fill out the Contact Us page.